Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's severe weather update. So, this is the first threat of severe weather we've had in a while, but this is going to be a dangerous severe weather outbreak potentially occurring across portions of the South tomorrow. The Storm Prediction Center has issued an enhanced risk of severe weather across central northern Louisiana, central western Mississippi in the orange, a slight risk from East Texas through southern Arkansas, through north through south Mississippi, west Alabama, and all of Louisiana in the yellow, with a marginal risk in the dark green from east Texas through southeast Oklahoma, most of Arkansas, southwestern Tennessee, northern Mississippi, and the western half of Alabama, and western Florida panhandle in the dark green. And unfortunately, the biggest threat tomorrow is going to be the tornado threat, where the Storm Prediction Center has issued a 10% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of location in the yellow area tomorrow from northern and central Louisiana through central and western Mississippi, including Alexandria, Louisiana, and Jackson, Mississippi. This area is going to be hatched, which means that we have the potential to see some EF2 or stronger tornadoes in this yellow area tomorrow. If you live in this yellow area, make sure you have your NOAA Weather Radios ready and a tornado shelter plan in place, as we could be seeing several long track strong tornadoes this yellow area tomorrow. We have a 5% tornado risk in the green or in the brown across East Texas through southern Arkansas, most of Mississippi, western Alabama, and all of Louisiana, including New Orleans, Mobile, Greenville, Shreveport, and Lufkin, and a 2% tornado risk in the green area from Houston through southeastern Oklahoma, most of Arkansas through Little Rock, Jackson, Memphis, Tennessee, into the western half of Alabama, northern Mississippi, and the western Florida panhandle. Make sure you're watching out for isolated to scattered tornadoes if you live in these two green and brown areas as well. Damaging wind threat is at 30% within 25 miles of a location across eastern Louisiana, central Mississippi in the red. This includes Jackson, Mississippi, 15% wind risk in the yellow. For East Texas, Louisiana, southern Arkansas, much of Mississippi, western Alabama, 5% chance in the brown. This is for damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour or stronger within 25 miles of a location. So make sure you're preparing for damaging winds, especially in the red area tomorrow. And looking at the large hail threat, we have a 15% chance of quarter-size hail or larger within 25 miles of a location across East Texas, southern Arkansas, most of Louisiana, and western Mississippi. 5% chance in the brown tomorrow for large hail. Now, timing out the storms with the 0Z run of the H2R model. As we go into 1 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow, storms are going to break out across eastern Texas, central southern Arkansas, and these could be severe early on with some embedded supercells, but especially as we go into about 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, could be seeing multiple supercells developing on the Texas-Louisiana border into southern Arkansas. These could start producing tornadoes as early as 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then as we go into 4, 5 o'clock, I'm getting a little bit worried as we are seeing hooks beginning to develop in the H2R model in these supercells in north central Louisiana through southern Arkansas. And as we progress through the evening into about 7 o'clock, more hooked supercells moving into northeast Louisiana, southwestern or northwestern Mississippi could be producing strong to violent tornadoes as they move through the central eastern Louisiana, western Mississippi area. And then as we go into the overnight, this is also very concerning. We're going to about 10 o'clock Central Standard Time now. Lots of embedded supercells across Mississippi from north to south. And even as we go through the overnight, going into about midnight, supercells potentially from southeast Louisiana through southern central Mississippi producing tornadoes going all the way through 2, 3, 4 a.m., moving into Alabama now. Could be seeing some isolated tornadoes into Alabama as we go into 4 a.m. moving through Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Mobile, before we finally see this line start to weaken as we go into early Tuesday morning. So this is quite a dangerous setup that we're going to be experiencing. And if you live especially across Louisiana and Mississippi, and even southeastern Arkansas, you need to be preparing for a tornado outbreak tomorrow evening and overnight. Now let's take a look at the ingredients, looking first at our dew point, our moisture. Going into noon tomorrow, see dew points between 60 and 70 across portions of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. As we go through the evening, these dew points are going to expand to the north into northern Mississippi with high 60s, low 70s dew points, very prime for supercells and tornadoes. Going into the overnight, we see our 60s and 70s dew points push to the east through Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and then as we go into tomorrow morning, we see our cold front push through and our dew points confined to Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, and southeastern Mississippi. Looking at our instability, this is another concerning aspect. Looking at our Cape values, we're looking at Cape in around 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon between about 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram in Louisiana and eastern Texas. Going through the afternoon, Cape between about 1,000 and 2,000 pushes across East Texas and western Louisiana, even into Mississippi as we go into about 8 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. And then as we go into the overnight, still holding on to 500 to 1,500 joules of kilogram of Cape across Mississippi, southeastern Louisiana, southwestern Alabama, more than enough fuel for tornadoes. And even as we go into Tuesday morning, going into central southern Alabama, southeast Mississippi, Cape of about 1,000 joules per kilogram continuing into early Tuesday morning. And finally, looking at the significant tornado parameter, starting around 1 p.m., we have low to mid values between about 2 and 4 across eastern Texas and Louisiana. As we go through the afternoon, through about 4 to 6 o'clock, a significant tornado parameters increase to 3 to 5 in these orange and red areas and continue through the evening across Louisiana, western Mississippi, and eventually we see them decrease as we go into about midnight across Mississippi and Alabama. However, as we go into early Tuesday morning, going to southwestern Alabama, south central Mississippi, these significant tornado parameters increase to about 2 to 4 again. So make sure you're watching out for tornadoes, even if you live in southern Mississippi and Alabama through Tuesday morning. So if you live especially across central northern Louisiana, central Mississippi, make sure you're preparing for a tornado outbreak tomorrow afternoon through tomorrow overnight. Make sure you have your NOAA Weather Radio set up and your tornado shelter plan in place. Thanks for watching this evening's severe weather update. Please stay safe and have a wonderful evening, my friends.